Just as many Medicare agents are already in the financial industry, I too am in the financial industry. So I've worked with folks with insurance and investments and assisting in setting up estate planning, just things like that. For those of us that are already in the financial industry and even others that are, very business minded, especially, Medicare is a way to be able to open new markets. For those of us that are in business, opening new markets is absolutely key. And so these are markets that have not previously been tapped into. And so being able to cross sell with Medicare, kind of leading the way, if you will, man, that's just huge. It's huge. Some of my Medicare clients were life clients first. And it was just a real simple conversation. I stay in touch with them anyway. And so I just reached out to them and said, "Hey, do you have a Medicare agent?" Their response every single time was, "No, I just call the 1-800 number." And so I just asked them, I said, "Hey, I already help you with some of this other stuff. Would it be okay if I was your Medicare agent? Would you be okay with that?" They said, "Yeah, absolutely." And so it just opened that door, and vice versa. There are other folks that I've met with that had just become my Medicare clients, and inevitably at some point they ask me, "So do you do other things like, I don't know, like life insurance or estate planning?" So, yes, as a matter of fact, I do. If in fact you are involved in another business or the other side of the financial industry, how does this fit together? Can new markets be opened by adding Medicare to what you're doing? If the answer is yes, then there's no reason to wait. The more people that you help, the more people that you service, more and more folks in your community that are being helped. And as a result of helping others get what they want, in the end, you get what you want too. I had some hesitations initially about the whole Medicare arena. I didn't know what it was all about. I thought it was just governmental. I wasn't sure what the compensation was like. What is that industry like, or that side of the insurance industry, if you will, versus the other side? And so as a result of all of the waiting and the overthinking, I realized that I was actually behind the curve and I needed to catch up, and I had to catch up fast. Yeah, there was just a lot of studying and a lot of, all the stuff that comes with getting started. And I would say that waiting, wow, it can be stressful. It can be stressful. If I was to make any recommendations to anybody, would be to get started sooner rather than later. Um, I was just thinking about this earlier. It boils down to three things: make the choice to do this, get licensed, get trained, and get started ASAP. After helping out a few of the retirement communities that I had gone to, I started adding things up, putting together the pieces of the puzzle, and I realized that the property management company that owned and took care of the facilities that I was servicing, they actually employ over 1,000 people, and they have over 100 different locations, mostly within my state, but some outside of my state. And so when there are over 100 locations of folks that are of Medicare age, the opportunities are just endless. I mean, the doors are just blowing wide open. And so you never know what you're going to get until you start knocking on those doors and seeing what's behind them. There are a couple of different ways of approaching helping these folks. One of them is to either tap into lead generation, which is an option. That's not the route that I preferred to go, and I'm glad I personally didn't go that route. But contacting folks on a one-on-one basis, uh, that can prove to be beneficial. But if you're really wanting to be as efficient with your time, effort, and energy, and really be able to reach out and help as many of these people as possible, being able to scale, being able to, um, do this in mass quantity while still giving them quality of service and time and attention. That's the route you definitely want to go. That's the route that I chose to go. So stepping into retirement communities, offering to do a Medicare 101 seminar, and then letting them know, hey, look, whoever wants help, whoever wants a review, I'd love to be able to go over your current plan and see what's available. And these folks are more than willing to show up for that. They love it. They appreciate the help. They they want to see somebody face to face. They want to have interaction with a person, not a telephone and not a machine. And that's where I feel like I struck gold in this industry, was being able to get in front of a large group of people and helping them out that way. One of the couples that I met with, the initial contact was with the wife, and upon showing up at their home, I was able to meet her husband, and eventually I found out that he is a gearhead just as I am. And so fortunately, we were able to have a conversation about muscle cars and classic cars, hot rods, and totally bored the wife in the process. But we were able to build a friendship based on that, and so we'll be in talks further as the warm weather comes up here, and it's time to get the hot rods out and start cruising around and going to car shows. So making a new friend, yeah, absolutely. That happens in this business. Actually, there were multiple couples that were on plans that were costing them over $600 a month between the two of them. And at the end of the year, that really adds up. And to see the look on their face and their smiles after you've been able to help them save thousands of dollars a year that they didn't need to spend, that they could put it towards other things that they really wanted to put it towards, that's the type of thing that matters most. And it doesn't matter whether you're a life insurance agent or a Medicare agent. Either way, it's all about being able to do what's right by the client. But man, if you could put more money back in their pocket and you see that look on their face at the end of it, it is so, so well worth it. People's needs change, and sometimes they can change from one year to the next. And so being an agent that's involved, being an agent that cares, that asks them and is into their life, it's huge. It's huge because things do change from year to year, and they look at you as a source of help and as a source to be able to navigate some of the things that they understand the least but need the most in life.